It was on the day of the May dance that Tess's father encountered the parson, who revealed to him what would better have been left forgotten. A chance encounter, a chance remark, yet such things determine our fate.
Thank you. Good day, Sir John.
Now, sir, begging your pardon, what might be your meaning in calling me Sir John when I be plain Jack Durbeyfield, the dealer?
On account of a discovery I made not some little time ago. I thought you might perhaps know, Durbeyfield, that you are the lineal descendant of the ancient and knightly family of the Durbeyfields.
Well, daze my eyes.
One of the noblest families in England.
And shall we ever come into our own again? I mean, where'll be our family mansions and estates, our lands?
Oh, you haven't any. You're extinct. As a county family. But it was my whim to tell you.
Well, you'll turn around and have a quart of beer on the strength of it?
No, thank you, Durbeyfield. You've had enough already.
Durbeyfield.
Because his horse had to rest today.
Yes, and he'll have to rest tonight. He's had a belly full.
Look, I won't walk another inch with you if you say jokes about my father.
My dear brother, I know you think yourself agnostic, but surely you must agree that Christianity has been and continues to be the dominant influence on our civilization.
Yes, which is precisely why so many people are still living in the Dark Ages. My dear brother.
What are you doing?
Well, I'm inclined to go and have a fling with them.
Oh, no. No. Dancing in public with a troop of country hoydens? Suppose we should be seen.
Oh, that would never do. Go on, I'll catch you up in 5 minutes.
Sissy, look. Do you like the May Day dance, sir?
Yes. It seems a pity, though. Where are all your partners?
Oh, they're all at work. They'll be here soon. Till then, will you be the one, sir?
Certainly. But what is one among so many?
Oh, I'm sure you've got more than enough for all, sir.
Sissy, so forward.
Now pick a partner. Pick and choose, sir.
you dance with me, Tess?
No, with me. I was going to ask her.
I asked her first.
I'm not dancing with either of you. I'm having a rest.
Good night, Tess.
Joshua?
Evening, Tessie, love.
Down in yonder lawn, come love and I'll show you where. Come love and I'll show you where. Oh, come and I'll show you.
I'll rock.
Oh, Tess,
Mother,
thank
or
God
I'll
you're
take off my
back.
best frock and
I'll go
help
and
you
fetch
bring
your
up. I
father.
thought you'd finished long ago.
I must tell you what's happened.
Has it anything to do with Father making such a show of himself in the carriage this afternoon? I felt like sinking into the ground with shame.
Because he had something to celebrate, that's why. Listen to me. We've been found to be the greatest gentlefolk in the old county. Our family reaches way back before Oliver Grumble's time.
Our family?
On account of our real name not being Durbeyfield, but Durbeyville. 'Tis thought great things may come of it.
Where's Father now? You'll have to be up by midnight, won't he, if he's to deliver the beehives to Casterbridge for tomorrow?
Now, don't you be bursting out angry, Tess. The poor man was so shaken by the parson's news that he went up to Rolliver's to get his strength up for the journey.
He went to Rolliver's to get his strength up for the journey. And you agreed, Mother?
I did not agree. I've been waiting for you to get back and keep house so I can go and fetch him.
I'll go.
No, it's no use you going.
Abram.
Hello, Joan. Go on up.
Dozens of them, all under Purbeck marble. Yeah, it was just passing train, told me.
He's told you what's happened to us, I suppose.
Yes, in a way. Do you think there's any money hanging
sitting by you.
Oh, that's the secret.
Told me. We got the great family vault at Kingsbury and finer skeletons than any man in Wessex. I'd be as good as some folks here and there.
Don't you be so loud, my good man. In case any member of the government might be passed in and I should lose my licence.
Jackie, listen to me.
Here, Joan, you sit here.
Oh, thank you, Ted. I've something to tell you that's come into my head about that. A grand project. Now, I've been thinking since you brought that in, that there's this great lady out near Trantridge on the edge of the chase. Her name be Durbeyfield. That lady must be our relation. And my project is to send Tess to claim kinship.
Joan Durbeyfield better be careful. She'll be getting that Tess into trouble.
Tess is a fine figure of fun.
There is a lady of the name, but nothing beside us. Junior branch to us.
Well, junior maybe, but that lady is rich. No, Tess ought to go and see this other member of her family. Likely enough at lending some noble gentleman wanting to marry the maid.
And what does our Tess say?
Oh, well, I haven't asked her yet. But it certainly put her in the way of a grand marriage. And she won't say nay to go in.
Tess is queer.
Yeah, but she's tractable at bottom.
Jack.
Leave it to me.
I've got a family vault in Kingsbury.
You'll never make it to Casterbridge tonight.
I will.
Mother, what'll we do? Someone must go. It's late for the beehives already.
Some young fella, perhaps. One of them who's so keen to dance with you.
Oh, no, I wouldn't have it for the world. And let everyone know why Father can't make the journey.
I'm the head of the noblest family in all Wessex.
Mother, I think I could go if Abram came with me to keep me company.
Oh, would you, Tess? You're a good girl.
You're a good girl.
Yeah, but you
Oh, I am, yeah.
Hold on to her.
Tess?
Yes, Abram?
Aren't you glad we've become gentlefolk?
Not particularly glad.
Well, aren't you glad you're going to marry a gentleman?
What?
That our great relation will help you marry a gentleman.
We have no such relation. What put that into your head?
I heard Mother talking about it when they came back tonight. There's a rich lady of ours out at Trantridge, and Mother said if you came kin with her, she'd put you in the way of marrying a gentleman.
Abby, you must have been dreaming.
Tess?
Yes, Abram.
How far away are the stars?
Oh, millions of miles.
Is God on the other side of them?
Yes. And on this side too, they say.
If you got rich, you could buy a giant spyglass and see them right close. I mean, if you married a rich gentleman.
Baby, don't go on about that. Lie back now and get some sleep.
Your lights are gone, then what are you playing at? Now, come down here. Come on, unhitch another out of this horse. Come on. Steady, walk on. Walk with me, come on then. Come on now. Oh, steady, lad, steady. Lie still.
Oh, please.
I have to go on with the mail bags. Best thing for you to do is stay here and I'll send someone to help you as soon as I can. He's dead, love.
Amy, wake up! I killed Prince! Amy. Amy. Wake up! I killed our Prince.
Poor Prince. Is he gone to heaven?
He has, boy. It's right that he rests with us here. I couldn't have sold his old body.
Those are fine feelings, Jackie, but we could have done with that money. How are we going to manage? How are we going to make do without a horse?
Let the knacker keep his shillings. Old Prince served us well in his lifetime, and I won't part with him now.
Well, we must take the ups with the downs. But Tess never was your fine blood found at a more called-for moment. You must go to Mrs. Durbeyfield and claim kin, and ask for some help in our time of need.
I'd rather try to get work myself.
I know you would. But Tess, you've tried to get work and found none. There is no work. And how are we going to eat? Durbeyfield, you can settle it. If you say she ought to go, she will go.
I don't like my children going and making themselves beholden to strange kin. I'm the head of the noblest branch in the family, and as such I ought to live up to it.
Oh, Father. I don't know. I suppose as I killed the horse, I ought to do something. I don't mind going and seeing her, but you must leave it to me about asking for help. And don't think about her making a match for me. It's silly.
Well said, Tess.
Well, who said I had such a thought?
I fancy it's in your mind, Mother. But I'll go.
Thank you.
Walk on.
Tess had never travelled outside her own village before, but having made the long journey across country to her ancestors' estate, she was expecting to find the ancient Durbeyfield mansion, but found instead a newly built house of brick.
Well, my beauty, what can I do for you?
I'm looking for Mrs. Durbeyfield.
She's my mother, but I'm afraid you can't see her. She's an invalid. May I be of help? What was the business that you wished to see her about?
It's not business, it's... I can hardly say what.
Oh, not business. Then pleasure?
Oh, no, it isn't pleasure, it's...
Tell me.
Sir, if I tell you, it'll seem so foolish.
No matter. I like foolish things.
Well, my mother asked me to come. I came, sir, to tell you that we are of the same family as you.
Oh, poor relations.
But our mother said we ought to make ourselves known to you, as we've lost our horse by bad accident and are the oldest branch of the family. Though our name has worn away to Durbeyfield, there are several proofs that we are I see I amuse you, sir.
No, your mother was quite right. And I, for one, do not regret her sending you. So you've come on a friendly visit, as well, relations.
I suppose I have.
Then I must make you welcome. Come, I'll show you around.
No, thank you, but no, I think I ought to...
How did you get here?
I took the van to Trantridge Cross.
Well, it's a while before he returns that way. Supposing we walk around the grounds a while to pass the time. I really must think if I can't do something to help. My mother must find a berth for you. But listen, no more nonsense about Durbeyfield. It's Durbeyfield only, you know. It's quite another name.
I wish for no better, sir.
Do you like strawberries?
Yes.
Is it too warm for you? Are you uncomfortable? Fragrance. It's delicious. There's some beautiful specimens here. You must take some home with you. As many as you can manage. This is a British queen. It's a real beauty.
No, I'd rather take it with my own hand.
Nonsense. I insist. Now bite.
Why, you'll be quite a posy. And such roses early in June.
Oh, the flowers were given to me.
So you think she could manage the fowl farm, do you?
I'm sure she could.
Would you mind standing in front of me? I prefer you to face me.
Of course, Mother. Forgive me.
Durbeyfield. How embarrassing.
Well, she was under the impression that our families were related.
You didn't explain that we merely adopted the name.
No, she'd never have understood.
I thought you said she seemed highly intelligent.
She does. It's just... I think she'd be shocked to learn you could just legally annex an old name. She's rather naive. But the main thing is, Mother, that she seems very capable, very...
Is she pretty?
Yes, she is quite pretty. Quite womanly for her years.
Then I suppose you'd better go and get her.
So Tess had to abandon any hopes for the future, that she might become a teacher, and instead accepted the role that fate had decreed for her.
she look lovely, Durbeyfield?
Should do that. Now, you tell that young man I will consider selling the title. Tell him I'll take £1,000. Well, maybe less. 100. No. Say he may have it for £20. And that's the lowest. Family honour is family honour.
Goodbye, Father.
Goodbye, my maid.
Tess?
No, Mother.
Tess, climb aboard.
Go on.
What's the matter with you, then?
I don't know exactly. Perhaps it would have been best if Tess had not gone.
Oh, I want you to have thought of that before.
Still, 'tis a chance for the maid. And she ought to make her way with him as she plays her trump card, right? And if he doesn't marry her before, he will soon after.
What's her trump card, then? Her Durbeyfield blood, you mean?
No, stupid, her face. As 'twas mine.
Go on! Go on! Whoa! Whoa! Good boy.
You will go down slow, sir, I suppose.
Why, Tess, it isn't a brave bouncing girl like you that asks such a question. I always go down at full gun.
Go on! Go on!
Don't hold my arm, we'll be thrown to the car. Hold around my waist. That's it.
Go on! Whoa! Go on! Go on! Go on! Get up! Go on! Go on! Whoa!
Safe, thank God, in spite of your fooling!
Fucking fire, that's temper.
It's true!
You needn't let go of your hold of me so thanklessly the moment you feel yourself out of danger. Come, put your arms around my waist again.
Never!
Then let me put one kiss on those Holmbury lips, or even on that reddened cheek, and I'll stop, I swear.
I don't want anyone to kiss me, sir! Then I wouldn't have come if I'd known!
Mwah! Woohoo! Why, you're mighty sensitive for a cottage girl. You'll be made sorry for that, unless you let me do it again, and this time, no handkerchief.
Very well, sir. Oh! Let me get my hat!
Whoa! Whoa! I'll get it.
I'll get it!
Whoa. Why, you look pretty with it off, if that's at all possible. Come, Tess, up.
No.
What, you won't get up here with me?
No, I should walk.
But it's 5 or 6 miles yet.
I don't care if it's dozens. Besides, the luggage cart is following.
Mrs. Durbeyfield wants the fowls now.
She wants the fowls?
Oh, she likes to have the fowls brought to her each morning.
Ah, you're the young woman come to look after my birds. I hope you'll be kind to them. Well, where are they? Is she eating enough?
I believe so, Ma'am.
Feed her up, feed her up.
Yes, I will.
Can you whistle?
Whistle, Ma'am.
Yes, whistle tunes.
I think I can.
Then you'll have to practice it every day. I want you to whistle to my bullfinches. As I cannot see them, I like to hear them. And we teach 'em airs that way.
Mr. Durbeyfield whistled to them this morning, ma'am.
He?
Oh, forgive me,
How
Cuz.
dare you!
I cannot resist the sight of you trying to whistle. Upon my honor, Cousin Tess, I have been watching you pouting up that pretty red mouth of yours to whistling and whing and privately swearing.
I didn't swear.
Yes, you did, and not being able to produce a note. Why, you are quite cross that you can't do it.
I may be cross, but I didn't swear.
I'll teach you how to do it.
Oh, no, you won't.
Oh, don't be silly, Tess. I'm not going to touch you. Now, look here, you're screwing your lips up too harshly for whistling. Try it like this. Try. Oh, come on, Tess. Mother won't be happy with you unless you can whistle to her birds. Try it. That's it. And whistle. That's it, that's it. But it's more effective if you shape your mouth like this. I taught you whistling, Cuz. And one day, I'll teach you kissing.
Every Saturday night, the maids of the slopes repair to the local market town for a night of drinking and merrymaking. For a long time, Tess did not join the weekly pilgrimage, but under pressure from the others, she went along with them.
illegal to dance in the village. They don't like to let everybody see who their fancy men are. Besides, they can stay here as long as they've the legs for it.
Are you coming home?
Soon after this jig, maybe. Besides, tomorrow's Sunday. Sleep it off in church time.
Well, my beauty, what are you doing here?
I might ask the same of you.
I've come to take you home.
What?
It's a long walk. And there's always a lot of unreliable characters at market day. I've only a saddle horse, but come with me now. I'll hire a trap.
Thank you, but I won't trouble you. I've said I'll walk home with my friend Nancy. She'll be expecting me now.
Very well, my princess. Please yourself.
Car? Why was that creeping down your back? Is it your hair?
Oh, God, it's the treacle. It's spilled from the basket.
She be like a whirling dervish. Come on, girly twirly.
Don't you dare laugh at me, you bitch!
Well, I could hardly help it when the others did.
You think you're superior, don't you? You think you're better than everyone else, just because you're his favourite right now? No. Well, I'm worth two of you. And I'll show you.
No, I am not going to fight. And if I knew what you and your friends were like, I wouldn't have let myself down by joining you.
Oh, listen to her. Who she thinks she is. Go on, come on.
Stop it! Hey, keep away! Keep away! Stop!
What the devil's going on here? Jump up behind me.
Stupid cow. Out of the frying pan and into the fire!
Where are we?
We're in the oldest wood in England.
It's foggy. I can't see where we're going.
It'll clear. It's a beautiful night. Just enjoy the ride.
A ride? Set me down. I'll walk
You
home.
can't walk home. We're miles away.
I don't care where we are. Only let me get down, please.
All right.
I beg you.
I'm not even sure myself quite where we are. I'll go and try and find my bearings. Come, sit here. These leaves aren't damp yet. Come. Don't worry. Oh, and Tess, your father has a new horse today. Somebody gave it to him.
Somebody? You?
And all the children have new toys.
Oh, you're very kind. Thank you. But I almost wish you had not.
Why?
It hampers me.
Oh, Tessie. Don't you love me just a little bit now? Ever so little.
I'm grateful to you, but I'm afraid I don't.
Oh, Tess. Tess. Shh. Come, don't cry. Eh? You're cold. Here. Here. There. That'll keep you warm. Wait here.
Some weeks later, in the early hours of the morning, Tess packed her bag and left.
What do you think you're doing?
Going home.
Well, the way you've been behaving these last few weeks, I can't claim to be surprised. Why are you sneaking off like this? This hour on a Sunday morning with everyone still in their bed? And why are you going like this? You weren't a prisoner. Nobody would have stopped you going. But to climb all this way with that load... I followed like a madman just to drive you the rest of the way if you won't come back.
Shan't come back.
No, well, I didn't think you would. Put up your luggage. Let me help you on your way. Come along. Walk on.
Why are you crying?
I was only thinking I was born out there.
Well, we've all got to be born somewhere.
I wish I'd never been born. There or anywhere else.
If you didn't want to come to us, Tess, then why did you come? It certainly wasn't for love of me, that I'll swear.
It's true. If I'd gone for love of you, I wouldn't hate myself for my weakness as I do now. My eyes were blinded by you for a little, that was all.
Ah, well, that's what all women say.
My God, I could knock you out of the cart. Did it never strike you that what every woman says, some women may feel?
I'm sorry, I wounded you. I did wrong, and I admit it. In these last 3 weeks, you've treated me like a leper. Even when I kissed you, you were like marble. I mean, if that's the way you felt, then why didn't you leave? Why didn't you just leave immediately?
I should have done, but I didn't know what I didn't know what to do.
Look, I'm prepared to pay for the wrong that I've done you. You know you needn't work again. You know you can have any dress you like instead of that sackcloth you've been wearing lately.
I've said I will not take anything from you, and I will not. I cannot. I should be your creature to accept that, and I won't.
All right, I can say no more, Princess. I'm a bad fellow. I was born bad, I've lived bad, and in all probability I will die bad. But I will never be bad to you again, Tess. You understand? If anything should happen, you understand? If you ever need anything, then you write and you shall have it by return.
This is far enough. I'll walk from here.
Whoa. Tess, you're not going to turn away like that, are you? Come. For old acquaintance' sake.
If you wish. See how you've mastered me?
You don't give me your mouth and kiss me back. You never willingly did that. You'll never love me, I fear.
I've said so often. It's true. I've never really and truly loved you. And I think I never can.
Yet, Tess, won't you come back to me? I don't like to let you go like this.
No. Never.
I made up my mind as soon as I saw why I ought to have seen sooner.
Then good morning, my 4-month cousin. And goodbye.
And you didn't get him to marry you?
He didn't ask me.
Oh, any woman would have got him to ask her after that.
Perhaps any woman would accept me.
Had you no thought
no
of your
thought of
family?
marrying him. I don't
After
know
all
if I
the
would have
talk
agreed
that
even if
reached
he
us
had
here.
asked
I felt
me.
sure there was a wedding in the offing. What will your father
to
say?
save face. I didn't love him.
Then you ought to have been more careful if you didn't mean to get him to marry you.
Mother, how could I be expected to know I was a child when I left this house? Why didn't you tell me there was danger in men? You didn't help me.
I didn't want to frighten you off with talk like that. I feared you might lose your chance. We must make the best of it, I suppose. 'Tis nature, after all. God's will.
Tess had run away from her past, hoping to escape it. But there was no escape. She was carrying a child. The seasons turned, and the time for harvesting arrived, with its opportunity for remunerative work in the fields. At last, Tess ended her long seclusion, though even now she felt like a stranger. She had broken the laws of society, but in her feelings of guilt and distress, she believed mistakenly that she had broken the laws of nature itself.
Here, Joyce. The young uns are here now.
Poor little thing. It's not a well child, you know. It's sickly.
Tess will look after it. She loves that baby. Why she say that she wishes it was in the churchyard now, too.
Poor girl. It's 1,000 pities it should have happened to her of all others. It's always the comeliest. The plain ones are safe as churches. Eh, Sissy?
Mother, what is it? Oh, Tess, poor little Mike took sick this afternoon. He can't breathe properly.
Pity over poor baby.
Tess, they say he mayn't last the night.
That last... I must send for the parson.
No parson. No parson.
Father, he's not baptized.
I'll have no parson in here prying into our affairs. Not now. Not with the way things be as they be now.
Mother, do something.
Are you really going to christen him, Tess?
Yes. Liza Lou, wake up. Wake up. I'm gonna baptize him. Wake up. Hope. Hope. Good girl. What's his name gonna be?
Sorrow, I baptize thee in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Ghost. Children, say Amen.
Precious. What chance had you?
So will it be the same for him as if you had baptized him?
My dear child, it will be just the same.
Then will you give him a Christian burial?
Ah, well, that's another matter.
Another matter? Why?
I must not, for certain reasons.
Just for once, sir.
Really, I must not.
Then I don't like you and I'll never come to church no more.
Don't talk so rashly.
If you don't, will it be just the same for him? For God's sake, don't speak to me as saint to sinner, but as you yourself. To me, myself.
It will be just the same.
Some 2 years later, on a time-scented bird-hatching morning in May, Tess left home for the second time. The irresistible universal impulse to find happiness somewhere had at length mastered her. She wanted to walk uprightly, to make her life anew. And so she made the long journey to the valley of the Great Dairies. She had never before visited this part of the country, and yet she had this strange feeling of returning home. In fact, she had returned to the ancestral seat of the Durbeyfields, where once their grand estates had dominated the landscape.
How do?
Teresa Durbeyfield?
Ah, girl from Alec.
That's
yeah.
right.
How do? I'm Crick. Your mother wrote me.
That's right.
You know, there was an old woman in 90 used to live here. Long dead now. And I remember she told me how a family with a name like yours once ruled these parts. Durbeyfield, Durbeyville, something like that. Very ancient family, all but perished. Their bones lie in Kingsbury Church near here. Or so she said. Would they be your family of long ago?
Oh, I don't know.
Well, you travelled a long way today. You sure you want to have something to eat or drink?
I'd rather begin milking right now, if that's all right. Well, I'll have a drop of milk.
All right, you can swallow it. I haven't touched it for years, rotten stuff. Lying inside me like lead. Here, follow me. Yeah. Here now. Try your hand on her. There you go. Good girl. Good girl. Yeah. That'll do, matey. Good. Good.
They're not giving down their milk as usual today. It's because a new hand has come among us.
Well, I've been told it goes up into their horns at such times.
You should get a concertina, sir. It likes a bit of melody.
Not but what a fiddle is best.
Why?
A fiddle can even quiet a mad bull. I knew a fiddler was faced by a bull one night, snorting and scraping in front of him. Then he thought how he'd seen the cattle kneel on Christmas Eve at dead of night. So he played the nativity hymn on his fiddle, and lo and behold, down went the bull on his bended knee.
That's a wonderful story.
It takes us back to medieval times when faith was a living thing.
Take it, sir. Take it gentle. It's knack, not strength, that does it.
So I find. I think I finished her, though she made my fingers ache.
So who is he then?
Well, he's a gentleman born. Seems he studied sheep farming, and now he's learning the dairy work.
He plays a concertina. You'll hear him in the evenings.
Amen. He never says much to us. He's a parson's son and too busy with his own thoughts to notice girls. His father is the Reverend Clare, and all his sons are parsons, well, except our Mr. Clare.
What's his name?
Angel. His name is Angel. Angel Clare.
I don't know about ghosts, but I do know that our souls can be made to go outside our bodies when we are alive.
Really no, matey.
Lie on the grass and look up at some big, bright star. And by fixing your mind on it, you'll soon find that you're hundreds and hundreds of miles away from your body, which you don't seem to want at all.
Now, here's a rum thing, Christiana, eh? Think of all the miles I've covered on starlit nights and never feel my soul rise so much as an inch above my shirt collar. Eh?
No. It's only my fancy.
You having trouble there?
I'm all right, Mr. Crick.
Get on with it.
Oh. You look like Demeter standing there.
Demeter?
The Greek goddess of fruitfulness.
Oh.
Or perhaps not Demeter, perhaps I should call you Artemis, the goddess of purity.
Call me Tess.
Tess, don't go, please. You're not afraid, are you?
No, sir. Not of outdoor things.
But you have your indoor fears, eh?
Well, yes, sir.
What of?
Couldn't quite say.
The milk turning sour?
No.
What then? Life in general?
Yes, sir.
So do I. Very often. This business of being alive is pretty serious, don't you think?
It is. Now you put it that way.
All the same, I shouldn't have expected a young girl like you to say it like that just yet. Why is that? Come, Tess. Tell me. In confidence.
All ahead of you, you seem to see a number of tomorrows. All in a line. And one of those tomorrows is the day you die.
though you don't know which it'll be. And all of them seem to be saying, beware of me. Such horrid fancies. But you, sir, you can raise up dreams with your music and drive them all away.
But they aren't just fancies, Tess. They're very modern ideas. Though the ancient Greeks would have known exactly what you meant. They were humanists.
Don't talk to me about ancient Greeks.
I know nothing about all of that.
When I look at you, I sometimes feel as though our paths have crossed before. Do you?
No.
Have I said something to upset you?
No.
I thought I had last night, but...
Me, myself.
Why? What?
When I see the things you know about, what you've seen and read and thought, I feel what a nothing I am. I feel as if my life has been wasted.
No, Tess. You're wrong. Quite wrong. If you did want to study something, history, any line of reading, I'd only be
What's the point of reading some old book only to discover that there were thousands of people like you in the past, and you're just repeating their experiences? Better not to know.
Not to know? You mean you don't want to study anything?
I'd like to know why the sun shines on the just and the unjust, but books won't tell me that.
Tess, such bitterness.
There he is again. Don't push, you can see as well as I.
It's no use you being in love with him, is he?
Who says I am?
I saw you kissing his shade on the wall.
What did you see her doing?
The shade of his face fell on the wall behind her, and she turned around and kissed the shade of his mouth on the wall.
Oh, is you it?
There's no harm in it. And if I am in love with him, so are you.
We can't both of us marry him. And we shan't anyway, either of us.
Why?
Because he likes Tess Durbyfield.
Oh, it's silly. He won't marry us, and he won't marry her either. A gentleman's son who wants to be a landowner and a farmer abroad? Oh, he's more likely want us as farmhands.
I heard him tell Mrs. Crick it'd be useless in marrying a fine lady. Well, he hates old families anyway. No, he said the sensible thing to do would be to marry a farm woman. Churning! I know, that's odd. Ray? The butter already? No, it's not churning either. Mr. Crick! The butter won't churn!
What could be wrong with the churn? Why won't it make the butter?
Blessed if I know. It sometimes happens, that's all.
Perhaps someone in the house is in love. I've heard that will cause it. Why, Crick, that maid we had, the butter wouldn't come.
That had nothing to do with the loving. The churn was damaged.
Thanks to Jack Dollop and the maid's mother. Jack were a milker here, and he deceived the girl like he deceived many another. But he didn't reckon on having her mother to deal with. She marched up here with a great brass umbrella. That would have felled an ox. When Jack saw her coming, he said, "She'll murder me." And he jumped inside the churn. They were huge in those days, remember? Yeah. And then the mother came in, dragging the door behind her. "Where is he?" says she. "I'll claw his face off." And the poor maid, young woman rather, she was stood by the door,
crying her eyes out. I'll never forget it. And then the mother, she got hold of the winch and she spun the churn around with Jack flopping around inside it. And on pops his head and he says, "Stop the churn, or I'll be churning the boat. Stop the churn, you old witch." So she churns it even faster. You call me a witch, do you? When you should be calling me mother-in-law.
Well, the churn's that damaged now, is it?
And nobody here's in love, not to my knowledge. Are they?
The past came back to haunt Tess, reminding her of the fragility of her happiness. What was comedy to them was tragedy to her.
Who would have expected the river to rise like that in summertime? Isn't there any other way round? Yes, but we'd be too late. He's not going to church. No, I wish he was.
You trying to get to church?
Yes, but it's getting late. And
Well, I'll carry you through. Every Jill of you.
I think you can't, sir.
It's the only way you'll get there. Who's first?
I am. Me. Thank you.
Is he?
I may be able to climb along the bank, perhaps. I can climb better than they.
No. No, Tess.
You must be so tired, Mr. Clare.
No.
I hope I'm not too heavy.
No, you should lift Marion. Such a lump. And Izzy squirming and shifting in my arms.
They're both pretty girls, though.
Pretty? Yes, they are pretty girls.
And excellent dairywomen.
Yes, but not better than you.
Oh, no, they skim the milk better than I do.
Do they?
Yes.
Tess, you know that I've done 2 parts of this job just in order to do the third.
No?
I didn't expect this today.
You're right. The water came up so sudden.
Bless the rains. Oh, Tessie.
Thank
He likes you best. The very best. We could see it as he held you. He'd have kissed you if you'd encouraged him. No. No, you're quite wrong.
Tess.
I never stand in your way. Neither of you. But you know he favours you, Tess. I can't help that. I don't think marrying is in his mind at all. And even if it was, I'd refuse him. As I'd refuse any man. Would you, Tess? Why? It can't be, that's all. Ah, well, it's all dreaming, isn't it? I heard him tell Mrs. Crick that his family had looked out some lady for him. I wonder what she's like. Some lady? Yes, of his own rank in his father's parish. He says he don't care much for her, but she's his family's choice, so he's sure to marry her.
Parky mind, isn't it? Well, I'm sorry. It's got
I love you. Truly.
She'll kick over the milk.
Oh, Tessie. Why are you crying?
I don't know.
Well, I've betrayed my feelings, Tess. At last. That I love you, I need not say, but I see that it's upset you. Tess, I'm as surprised as you are. Do you feel that I've rushed you, taken too much for granted?
I don't know. I can't tell.
Morning, all.
Morning.
You haven't seen anything of Mr. Clare this morning?
Nor I. Is he all right?
He's gone back to his family.
To his family?
All right.
Oh, he didn't say goodbye. No.
Well, he's getting on toward the end of his time with me. He's learnt near all he needs about the dairying side of things. Now he must sort out his future. That's why he's gone to see his family.
And there's the lady they have in mind for him.
Mr. Clare, you gave me a start.
Dear darling Tessie, please don't mister me anymore. I've rushed back on account of you. I have told my family that I should soon want to marry, and that my wife must be a woman who can help me in my farming. Will you be that woman, Tess?
Mr. Clare, I cannot be your wife. I cannot.
Do you love me?
Yes. Yes. I'd rather be yours than anybody's in the world. But I cannot marry you.
Well, are you engaged to somebody else?
No. No.
Then why? Why not?
I don't want to marry. I haven't thought of... I only want to love you.
Well, if you want to love me, why'd you blow so hot and cold? Why'd you keep tantalizing me? I tell you, Tess, I'd take you for a flirt, for a city coquette, if I didn't know just how honest and pure you are. If you love me, why don't you like the idea of being my wife?
I can't. Never.
Am I rushing you again?
Yes. I didn't expect it.
Think it over. I won't press you. For now. Now, Miss Flirt, before you flee, some time since I said my piece, and now that I've seen you in your nightgown, you must give me an answer, or I shall be forced to leave this house. For your own safety, I must go.
Mr. Clare, I'm only just up. It's too early
Well, call me Angel, then.
Angel, then?
Angel, dearest.
Angel, dearest. If I must.
Couple.
Will you ride with me to the station, Tess?
Go on, matey. Come on, you three, back to work.
Thank you.
Londoners will drink the milk at their breakfast tomorrow, won't they?
Yes, I suppose they will.
Noblemen and women, ambassadors and centurions and ladies and babies who've never even seen a cow.
Especially centurions.
Who don't know anything about us or where we come from or how we drove 2 miles just so we'd reach them in time.
We didn't drive together entirely on account of these precious Londoners, Tess.
We're done now.
Tess, am I right in thinking that your heart belongs to me?
You know as well as I, yes.
Then if your heart, why not your hand?
My only reason is on account of you. I'm concerned for your happiness.
So am I. Tess, you understand that I wish to marry you for entirely selfish reasons.
Angel, I want to tell you about my life before
make me happy.
I do too, which is why I must tell you my history.
In the process,
I want you
I
to
shall
know
make
it.
you happy too.
You will not like me so well.
Come on, Willa. Come on.
Angel.
Go on then. Your history. You were born at so-and-so.
Marlet, you grew up there. I was...
Marlet?
The dancing. The May dance. I have met you before.
Yes, at the dance on the green, but you wouldn't dance with me. Why didn't you stay and love me when I was 16 and you danced on the green? Why didn't you?
Just what I feel. Why didn't I stay? Why didn't I? If I'd only known.
It was fate.
But Tess, fate has brought us together again. What does it matter?
I only meant that I would have had 4 more years knowing you. I wouldn't have wasted my time.
Well, I don't believe that you have. Otherwise, you wouldn't be what you are.
What I am.
The most perfect woman I have ever met.
I sometimes wish I'd never been born.
Tess, how can you say that? After... Do you really care for me? Deeply?
There. Now do you believe?
Yes. Yes, I do, though I never really doubted.
I do love you. With all my heart. But I don't deserve you.
And don't start saying that you don't deserve this and you don't deserve that. You really do not know your own worth, Tess. Forgive me. I interrupted your tale. You were born at Marlet, Theresa Durbeyfield.
Yes, except I'm not a Durbeyfield, but a Durbeyville. A descendant of the ancient family. Though we are nothing now.
Durbeyfield? You are a Durbeyfield indeed. And is that the trouble?
Yes.
But why should I love you any less knowing that?
Because I heard say that you hated old families.
Oh, well, it's true in one sense. I do hate the aristocratic principle. I believe that people should be valued for what they are, not their lineage. But, Tess, you must spell your name correctly from this day on. Durbeyfield.
Angel, I would rather not take the name. It may be unlucky.
Then the answer is simple. Take my name and escape your own. Your secret is out. So how can you now refuse?
If it's sure to make you very happy to have me as your wife, and you feel that you do wish to marry me very, very much.
Yes. Yes, I do.
I mean that you've said that you want me very much and that you were hardly able to keep alive without me, whatever I've done.
Yes.
It's only that makes me feel I ought to say I will.
You will. You will say it. You will be mine forever.
Yes.
The past would not go away, but appeared right there before her in the shape of her old enemy, Darch, filling Tess with the dread of exposure.
What did you promise me? What did you promise me the day you left?
Mother, you made
Look,
me
what
promise...
did you promise?
That I would
that
never...
you would never tell a soul about your past.
But I feel I ought to tell him.
On no account.
I feel I owe it to him.
I didn't even tell your father everything. Look, Tess, I've left Liza Lou looking after the children, but I must get back. Now, listen to me. On no account must you tell. Men are very proud of their respectability. Your father is. And likely your intended is the same.
But I'd feel I was living a lie. I must tell him.
Never, never tell. It was a long time ago and not your fault at all. Well, you must forget it ever happened.
On the eve of her wedding, Tess listened to her own heart and made the fateful decision that she must tell Angel everything about her past. And so she began her confession.
Dearest Angel, I have not told you everything about my past, and I must do so before it is too late. When I was still only 16, I went to work for some relatives of my family And there encountered a distant cousin whose name was Alec. Alec Durbeyfield.
Determined to do something in honor of the big day.
Oh, it looks marvellous.
Oh, look. It's all so welcoming, so festive.
Well, we thought we'd at least do it up. Seeing as you didn't want us to invite everyone and have a big party with fiddles and viols.
No, we just want it quiet.
So this was the quietest celebration we could think of.
Thank you. Thank you both. Isn't this lovely, darling?
It's very kind of you both. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Did you sleep well, darling?
Like a log. Did you?
I was too excited. Angel, we must talk.
Finish your breakfast.
Tess! Tess! Tess!
Thank you so much. Goodbye, my darlings. I shall remember you always.
Bye, good luck.
I don't like to hear that.
What, darling?
Crowing in the afternoon. I don't like it. Angel, tell him to drive on.
Drive on.
I've not heard a cock crow in the afternoon the whole year.
Goodbye! Welcome to the ancestral manor of the Durbeyfields. Well, it was once. Now, it's rented out. It's ours for the week. I wanted to surprise you. We had the place to ourselves as the owners have gone away, bless them.
She looks horrid. Who is it?
That's one of your ancestors, I'm afraid, my dear.
I don't look anything like her. Do I?
I don't know about that. I think there could be a certain resemblance.
Angel, how dare you?
Which fingers are mine and which are yours?
They're all yours.
My mother wanted you to have these.
What are they?
Tess. How beautiful you are.
Angel.
Do you remember what we were saying to each other this morning about confessing our faults?
Yes?
I have a confession to make to you, dear.
You have to confess something.
You didn't expect it. You thought too highly of me. Sit down here. I wonder if you'll forgive me.
I'm sure that I will.
I hope that you will. But I mustn't say that. I must tell you first. You know, Tess, that I am not religious. Though I think I may claim to have my moral beliefs. Above all, I value simplicity and purity. So you can imagine how I felt when, with all my fine sentiments, I myself
fell. Briefly, I was alone in London studying. And I met a woman. A woman some years older than myself. And I spent 2 days with her. 2 days and 2 nights of madness. Afterwards, I was eaten up with remorse and guilt. I couldn't even speak to the woman. I left and went home. It's never happened again. But I felt that I must tell you. Can you forgive me?
Yes. Yes. Oh, Angel, I'm almost glad. Because now you can forgive me. I have not made my confession. Remember?
Another one.
I tried to tell you this morning.
Oh, yes, so you said.
You smiled, but it may be as serious as yours or more so.
Oh, it could hardly be more serious, my love.
No, it can't. Can it? No, it can't be more serious, certainly. Because it's just the same. I'll tell you now. When I was still only 16, I went to work for some relatives of my family. And there encountered a distant cousin whose name was Alec. Alec Durbeyfield.
And so she told him her story, speaking the words without flinching, and sparing herself nothing.
Angel? I was a child when it happened. I knew nothing of men.
You were more sinned against than sinning, I admit.
Then can't you forgive me?
I do forgive you.
But you no longer love me.
You're not the woman I loved.
I thought you loved me, Angel. Me, my very self, as I love you.
Tess, I sometimes used to feel that you regarded me more as an intelligence than as a man. And I believe that I, in turn, regarded you more as an ideal than a woman. I saw you as some fresh, virginal daughter of nature, the very essence of womanhood, more than as a flesh and blood woman. But you are flesh and blood after all. And the irony is that that impulse that drew you to me is the same impulse that drew you to that man.
No. My feelings for him were nothing like those which drew me to you.
Your feelings for him? What were they?
I mean that I didn't love him in the way
No,
that
I understand that. I believe that, but your feelings for him, you found him attractive.
Well, he was good-looking in a way, and...
He knew that you found him attractive.
I can't speak for him.
Oh, come. A man knows when a woman finds him attractive, as a woman does in reverse.
He may have known, but he knew I didn't love him.
Can you say, hand on heart, that he was solely, singly, entirely to blame for what happened?
I could never forget those lovers, their faces blind to time and place, each isolated in their mutual despair.
I'm sorry. I need to be alone while I... Would you mind going back to the house? Breakfast is ready. Is he living?
My baby died.
Yes. But the man?
He's alive. If you cannot love me at all, there is a way out for you. You can divorce me.
How can I divorce you? Tess, I can't divorce you. You don't know the law.
You can't. I thought that would be a way out.
No. It's impossible.
But I suppose you're not going to live with me long.
How can we live together while that man lives? He being your husband in nature and not I.
You must go away from me.
Yes. But what can you do?
I can go home.
Home? Are you sure?
Quite sure. We ought to part. And we may as well get it past and done.
And you would like to go home?
I want to leave you and go home.
This should provide for you, Tess. I'll write to you.
And may I write to you?
Oh, yes. Via my parents, if you are ill or if you should want for anything at all. Tess, I hope that there is no anger between us. I certainly feel no anger towards you, though deep down I feel. I feel what I cannot express and can hardly endure.
You little fool, you little fool. I told you not to tell him.
I know it. I know. But I couldn't help it. He was so good and it seemed so wicked to try not to tell him what had happened. If it were to be done again, I should have to do the same. I could not. I dared not so sin against him.
Silly enough to marry him first.
Yes, that's the agony of it. But if you knew, if you could only half know how much I loved him, how desperate I was to have him, and how torn I was between my love for him and my wish to be fair to him.
Well, what's done can't be undone. But you should have known better than to blab about such things when he couldn't have found out until it was too late. What your father will say, I dread to think. For he's told the whole alehouse about the wedding, talks of nothing else. About his family getting back to their rightful position through you. Poor silly man. And now you make this mess of it. Oh, Lord, oh, Lord. You better let me break the bad news to him. You stay out of his sight for a while.
What about her? What's she got to do? She can make him keep her if he's married her, can't she?
Oh, yes, but she won't think of doing that.
Do you think he really has married her, or is it like the other fella?
Listening to the doubts of her own father, Tess realized that she could no longer live at home. And so, for the third time, she went her own way, leaving the family the money given to her by Angel. Thus, Tess walks on, a figure which is part of the landscape, a field woman pure and simple, with no sign of young passion in her now, a casual labourer on short hirings, hedging, well sinking, ditching, man's work. Her object now is a winter's work and a winter's home. Of the winter wind she knows the worst, and the bitter sky. She has learned too well for her years of the dust and ashes of things, of the cruelty of lust, and the fragility of love.
Has it really come to this, Tess? And to think you'll be a gentleman's wife. Don't seem fair that you should be hacking Swedes and lifting stones.
Yes, it is. Quite fair.
Why do you have to work for your living when you are Mrs. Angel Clare?
Marion, please don't talk about it. Please.
All right. But upon my body, 'tis a rum life for a married couple. There. Won't say another word about it. I can't leave it off now. 'Tis my only comfort. I don't think he's too fond an husband to go off and leave you like this.
He had to go. He was obliged to go, to look for land.
Well, he might have tided you over the winter.
Oh, that's owing to a misunderstanding.
So where is he then?
Oh, east, west. He didn't go away like some husbands without telling me. And he told me that if I ever wanted for anything, I only had to go and see his family.
And have you?
I did once walk to their village. And I saw them. I saw them outside the church, but they all looked so grand standing there. I couldn't face them. I couldn't go, cap in hand.
But you're his wife. You had every right.
Yes, I am, but...
Oh, why does she keep making excuses for him?
I'm not making excuses. He doesn't know how I am.
Well, maybe it's time you told him. When did you last hear from him?
Not for almost a year.
Oh, Tess. Oh, I know how proud you are, but you're not helping yourself, are you, by suffering in silence? Oh, it's too cruel. And it's not even fair to him. At least write to him, hmm? Write to him and let him know your plight.
O foolish Galatians, who hath bewitched you, that ye should not obey the truth, before whose eyes Jesus Christ hath been evidently set forth, crucified amongst you? Believe me, I know, for I myself have been the greatest of sinners. I have wantonly been with the reckless and the lewd. Yea, verily, I have seen the like. Hallelujah. The Lord spake unto me, and the joy of his word. Tess, it's Alec. Alec Durbeyfield.
So I see.
Oh, is that all? Is that all I deserve? I suppose I look quite ridiculous in your eyes in this situation, dressed like this.
Yes?
Tess, please, wait. Just for a minute. I don't like the idea of you thinking me ridiculous. You know my mother died.
No. I'm sorry.
I was sorry too. More sorry than I imagined, because as you know, I couldn't stand the old woman. After her death, I went up north for a couple of years. I got involved with a group of Methodists. Don't laugh. I was ready for change. They were kind, gentle people, and they helped me reclaim my faith. You don't believe me?
I don't believe in these sudden conversions, these flashes of faith. They have no depth, nor permanence.
Tess, don't look at me like that. I'll weaken.
I'm sorry.
Tess, I must go back. My people are waiting. I must see you again and hear you. You speak with more eloquence than I remember.
I've learnt things in my troubles.
Troubles? What troubles?
Right, maybe one of us should go and say something.
I knew nothing about it. Why didn't you write? When you knew you were carrying a child. I would have helped you. You know that. And maybe if I had, the child might have survived.
How dare you say that? My child wanted for nothing. Neither material things nor love, but nobody could have saved...
I fathered a child. It died before I knew of its existence. Was it a boy, a girl? Tell me. What was its name? I need to know.
No more to say. Don't come near me again, ever.
Oh, Tessie, look, the vicar.
Well, that's him done for.
Ah, here's a man to save us poor women. Bible bishop.
Tess, I want to speak to you.
Told you not to come near me.
Yes, but I have good reason. Tess, it breaks my heart to see you slaving away like this. Especially when I know the blame is mine. I cannot undo it, Tess, but I can try to make amends. I've obtained this.
What is it?
It's a marriage license.
No. No.
I don't want you to think that I'm asking for your hand simply out of duty. In this case, duty follows desire. The truth is that I love you. I've loved you ever since we first met.
You know I feel nothing for you.
You have every right to feel bitterness towards me, but given time, you may learn to forget.
Never.
How can you be so sure?
I love somebody else.
Somebody else?
Yes.
It may not last. It may be a passing fancy.
No.
How do you know? You must tell me.
All right, then. I've married him.
What? Married? Who? Who is he? Does he work here?
Here, I should think not.
Who, then?
Please stop questioning me. It's none of your business. Remember, we're strangers now.
Oh, strangers, are we? You and I. Strangers. All right, then. But if you just tell me who your husband is, then maybe I can help you and him. Where is he?
He's far away.
Far away? Far away from you? What sort of husband is he?
Don't speak against him. It was because of you. He found out.
I see. That's sad, Tess.
Yes.
But to leave you here, to work like this...
He doesn't know about it. He doesn't know how I live. It's my own choice.
What, does he write?
I've said all I'm gonna say.
That means he doesn't. Listen, Tess, you're a deserted wife.
No, don't! Please don't! Go away for the sake of me and my husband.
Believe me, I didn't mean to. Look, if you won't marry me or can't, then I want you to give up this awful work. Get out of this hellhole. I want you to come and live with me. Tess, my carriage is waiting. And it's mine, darling, not his. You know the rest. Come with me. Come with me now. And leave that mule that you call your husband forever. But remember, my fine lady, I was master of you once. I'll be master of you again. If you are any man's wife, you are mine.
Tess was exhausted in body, yet her mind would not rest. Anniversaries crowded in on her. It was 4 years since that night in the forest with Alec. 3 years since her baby Sorrow died. And a year since her wedding and Angel's departure. When would he come back? When would she see him again?
You ought to get a quarter of this down here, like I just done. Wouldn't look so pale then. Souls above, you look like you're going to drop down dead. Come on then.
I'm here again, as you see.
Why do you trouble me so?
If I trouble you, I might ask why you trouble me.
I'm sure I don't trouble you.
Well, never mind. I'm here again. As in the old days.
Not as then. Never as then. Different now.
The difference is that you are in a bad way, neglected by one who ought to cherish you. Wait, I've more to say.
I can't. I must go down.
I've been to see your mother.
My mother? How is she?
She's poorly, I'm afraid.
Poor mother, I didn't know.
She asked where you were. I think she'd like to see you.
Oh, God.
Tess, I know you have every reason to be mistrustful of me. But in this at least, please, trust me. I want to help you. I have enough, and more than enough, to make you all comfortable. You, your parents, your brothers and sisters.
God, don't mention my brothers and sisters. If you want to help your poor relations, God knows they need it. Do it without telling me.
All I'm asking is that you have confidence in me.
Very well. But I can't. I won't take anything from you. Not for them, nor for me.
My dear husband, let me call you so even if it makes you angry. I must cry to you in my trouble. I have no one else. I'm so exposed to temptation, Angel. I fear to say who it is, and I do not like to write about it at all. But I cling to you in a way you cannot think. Can you not come to me now, at once? I need you desperately. Come to me. Come to me and save me from what threatens me. Mother!
Tess!
I was led to believe you were at death's door.
Who told you that?
Mr. Durbeyfield?
Well, I was poorly, but I'm better now. I've had some bad days of late, but he doesn't know what us country women are like. We just get on with it, don't we?
Why are you up doing the washing at this hour?
Well, I was in bed all day. So when it came time to sleep, I woke up. I'm catching up. I've been all topsy-turvy.
And Father?
Oh, he's all right. Especially now he's got some ale money in his pocket. You know your father. Tessie wouldn't take money from anyone else. But he accepted it from Mr. Durbeyfield, seeing as he's a relation.
Mother, it's very kind of him, I'm sure. But we can manage, can't we? I work the allotment.
We had to eat the seed potatoes.
Was it so bad then?
The children had to eat.
I'll get some more. I didn't realize how. But we'll manage somehow. Won't we?
We always do, don't we?
Joan, I have a project could change our lives entirely.
Oh, what might that be, Jack?
Thinking of sending round to all the old antiquarians in these parts, tell them who there is living among them, and them knowing nothing about him.
Why? And how's that going to change our lives?
They spend a lot of money digging up old bones and maintaining old ruins. Now, if they only knowed about me, I'm sure they'd think it a proper thing to maintain me as a living old ruin. What do you say, Ted? That's gotta be worth £100 a week, isn't it? I just walked down the road, 100 quid.
Then, Sir John. Come on, you old ruin. Jack? Jack? Jack?
Dear Lord, I shall be summoned for this. I shall lose my licence.
So it's true then? They're throwing you out because of the...
Because of me.
Miserable snobs. Tess, I can help. I can offer you comfortable
I
accommodation.
don't need your help. We've already taken rooms at Kingsbury.
And what are you going to do there? Wait for that saint of a husband of yours who's never coming back.
Why have you treated me so monstrously, Angel? I do not deserve it. I have thought it all over carefully, and I can never, never forgive you. You know that I did not intend to wrong you. Why have you so wronged me? You are cruel. Cruel indeed. I will try to forget you.
Mr. Clare. She finished here a couple of months ago. She went home because her mother was poorly.
She went home.
Oh, she said she was going home.
I've written to her home and received no reply. Marion, I wrote and told her that I was back and that I wanted to see her as soon as possible, but I had no reply. Do you think perhaps she doesn't want to see me?
Would that surprise you?
No. No, it would not. What's it been like, working here on the farm?
Horrible. Hard, horrible work.
I thought perhaps she'd ask my family for help, but apparently she never did.
Did you really think she would?
I hoped she would. Marion, was she angry with me? Was she bitter?
She never talked about you.
I don't know if that doesn't hurt even more. Marion, tell me honestly. Do you think she would prefer it if I left her alone?
Only Tess can tell you what she feels.
What do you think?
Me. I think you should at least give her the opportunity to tell you herself.
I'm Angel Clare.
Now, you be good and stay quiet. I'm sorry, sir. I really can't help you.
Mrs. Durbeyfield, please. I must see Tess. I must talk to her.
Why?
She's my wife.
We thought you'd forgotten.
I'm sorry. I deserve that. Please tell me, is she here?
No.
When will she be home?
I don't know.
Do you know, is she well?
I don't. You ought to, though.
I admit it. Where is she staying?
But I don't exactly know where she's staying. I mean, she was...
She was where? Oh, Mrs. Durbeyfield, you give me the impression that Tess wouldn't want me to try and find her. If that is...
I don't think she does.
Are you sure?
I'm sure she does not.
The letter she wrote. Oh, not the last one, admittedly, but to not want to see me or even talk to me. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. I am sure she would want to see me. I know her better than you.
That is very likely, sir. For I've never really known her.
Mrs. Durbeyfield, please. I beg you, give me her address.
I don't exactly have her address.
Tell me where she is, I beg you.
She's at Sandbourne.
Sandbourne? It's a big place.
No, I don't know any more particularly than I've said. For myself, I was never there.
Thank you. Do you want for anything, Mrs. Durbeyfield?
No, sir. We're fairly well provided for.
morning. I'm looking for Teresa Durbeyfield.
Mrs. Durbeyfield?
Yes. Will you kindly tell her that a relative is very anxious to see her?
It's rather early. I've just served breakfast.
She'll understand.
What name shall I give, sir?
Angel.
Mr. Angel.
No. Angel is my Christian name.
Take a seat, sir.
Sorry to disturb you so early, ma'am, but there's a gentleman anxious to see you. A relative.
A relative?
By the name of Angel.
Thank you. I'll come down.
Tess?
It's nothing. I won't be a moment. Eat your breakfast.
Tess. Can you forgive me for going away? Can't you come to me? How'd you get to be like this?
It is too late.
Tess, I was wrong. I was wrong to think that I didn't see you as you were. But since then, I've learnt how wrong I was, and I've come to... Oh, Tess. Tess, my love.
Too late. Don't, Angel. You mustn't come close to me. Keep away.
All right. All right. But I have to talk to you. I have to explain. I traveled. I went to Brazil and worked on the land there. But I fell ill. Very ill. And I have no excuses. I hate myself for what I said and did. But I at least would have got back sooner if I hadn't been in hospital. I had plenty of time to think there. And I thought of nothing but you. You, Tess. My dear wife.
No.
Tess, please. If I could undo all that has happened, I would. But can't you forgive me? Can't you love me like you once did? I don't believe that your love could have changed no more than mine could have. I want you to come with me. I
I want you to meet my mother and father. I told them that I was coming here to fetch you, and they want to see you. They want to welcome you.
Yes. Oh, yes. But it's too late.
Too late?
Don't you know?
Know what, Tess?
You don't, do you? Yet how is it you're here if you don't know?
Well, I've looked for you everywhere. And then someone told me that you were at Sanborn, and I managed to trace you here. Why do you say that...
I waited and waited for you. And you didn't come. And I wrote to you. But you didn't come. He kept saying that you would never come. That I was a foolish woman. He was very kind to me and to Mother, to all of us after Father's death.
Tess, what are you trying to tell me? I don't understand.
He has won me back to him. He's upstairs. I hate him now because he told me a lie. That you would not come again. And you have come. These clothes are what he's put on me. And I didn't care what he did with me. Angel, please go away and never come anymore.
Oh, it's my fault. It is all my fault.
What's the matter?
He came back. He came back, and I didn't know. I didn't know.
What? You didn't know what?
You said he'd never come back. You laughed at me. You said you knew what men were like and he'd never come back because he'd never be able to forgive. And I believed you. I believed you. And now he's gone. My dear husband.
He came back. When? Where? Now?
Now he's gone. Gone a second time. Oh, God, I have lost him now forever. He won't love me the littlest bit anymore, only hate me. Oh, yes, I have lost him now. You said he'd never come back!
I didn't believe he would, I swear.
And I have lost him again because of you.
Tess, you lost him years ago, when you first told him the truth. He abandoned you then. I wouldn't have done that, no matter what you told me. And he wouldn't, he ever truly loved you.
He loved me. He loves me still. That's why he came back.
Then why has he gone again?
My sin. My sin. He looks as if he's dying.
Tess,
You rejected me 100 times, and it never altered what I felt for you. Because I loved you. That's all that mattered. I offered you everything that I had to offer. My soul, my life, everything.
My sin will kill him, and not kill me. You've torn my life to pieces. You've made me be. You've made me be what I prayed you not to make me be again. You used your wealth to get your way. You knew I never loved you, but you exploited my family. You exploited your poor relations just so
my relations. My people are not Durbeyfields. We only adopted the name.
Not Durbeyfield.
No, Stokes. My name is Stokes. I helped your family for your sake. Because I loved you. I would have done anything for you.
Not Durbeyfields. Not. Then it was all lies. From the very start. Deceit and lies! You have destroyed me! You have destroyed my life! You have destroyed my husband! My own true husband!
Your own true husband is a spineless bastard!
Angel? I've killed him.
What?
I have done it. He can never come between us anymore. Can you forgive my sin against you now I have killed him? I thought you would be sure to forgive me now I have done it. Say you love me, Angel. Say you love me now I have killed him.
Tess, my poor Tess. I love you. I do love you. What are you saying? What do you mean by saying I've killed him?
I mean that I have.
What? You mean literally?
Yes.
You mean he's dead?
I thought it was the one way I might get you back.
Does anyone else know?
No. I left him in the room.
His mind in turmoil, Angel could think only of the need to protect Tess, to remove her from the vicinity of the guest house before the alarm was sounded. And so they hastened away from the promenade, away from the town, avoiding high roads and following obscure paths, with the vague notion that they might find somewhere to hide until they had been forgotten.
They'll have have raised the alarm, so... Can you walk a few more miles?
I could walk forever with your arm around me.
It's all shut up. Look at the grass growing on the drive.
Some of the windows are open.
Just to air the rooms, I suppose.
All those rooms, and us without a roof to our heads.
You're getting tired, Tess.
Probably a caretaker visiting, if only to keep the place ventilated. We'll have to keep quiet just in case. You must be famished, though. I suppose I ought to go and try and find us some food.
Not now. Angel? 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 Angel!
I'm here. You were sleeping so deeply, I didn't want to wake you. I've been to a farm a couple of miles from here to get us some food. You must be hungry by now.
I'm starving.
What are you thinking?
I worry that what you think of me now may not last. I don't wish to outlive your present feeling for me. I'd rather be dead and buried when the time comes for you to despise me, so that I'll never know you despised me.
I couldn't ever despise you.
I hope that's true. But I have killed a man. I have ended a life. I who formerly couldn't bear to hurt a fly or a worm. The sight of a bird in a cage often used to make me cry. And now I'm guilty of...
You are guilty of nothing.
He did love me, Angel.
Did he?
Yes. In his way. In the way his nature allowed.
In that way? Yes.
And now he's dead. And I'm guilty of...
Tess. You are guilty of nothing. If anyone is guilty, I am. Somebody's here. We must leave at once.
Oh, happy house. If only we could have stayed here.
Don't keep saying it, Tess. We'll be out of this district altogether soon. We'll head for the north. Nobody will think of looking for us there. If they do look for us at all, it'll be at the southern ports. So when we get to the north, we'll head straight for a port and away.
I love it here. Being with you has been such happiness that now it's so solemn and lonely with nothing but the sky above our heads. It seems as if there were no people in the world but we two. I wish there were not.
Rest here until it gets a little lighter.
You won't leave me.
Never. I'll never leave you.
Even after all I've done.
Whatever you have done or not done, my love, I will never leave you. And I will protect you with every means in my power.
Did they sacrifice to God here?
No.
Who to?
I believe to the sun. That lofty stone set away over there is in the direction of the sun, which will soon rise behind it.
You used to talk so much about your loss of faith, Angel. Tell me now. Do you think we shall meet again? After we are dead? Angel, I fear that means no. And I wanted to see you again so much. So much. What, not even you and I, Angel? We love each other so well. What is it, Angel? Have they come for me?
They have come.
It's as it should be. I'm almost glad. This happiness could not have lasted. I've had enough. And now I shall not live for you to despise me. ready.
Justice was done. Mankind, in time-honored way, had finished its sport with Tess.